Tiggy the Tiger. In a quiet village nestled between misty mountains and rolling tea gardens, there lived an old woman named Mela. She made the best tea in the land, fragrant, warm, and full of stories. People came from miles away just to sip a cup in her tiny garden, where hummingbirds hovered and wind chimes sang lullabies. One rainy afternoon, Mela heard a knock at her garden gate. She opened it, expecting a neighbor or perhaps a traveler. But standing there, soaked from whiskers to tail, was a full-grown tiger. Not just any tiger. This tiger wore a little green scarf. Mela blinked. The tiger blinked back. "Well," said Mela, "you'd better come in." The tiger padded inside politely, shook off the rain, like a giant stripy dog, and sat on her porch as if it had done this 100 times before. Mela poured 2 cups of tea, placed one in front of the tiger, and said nothing. She figured if a tiger wants tea, you give it tea, no questions asked. To her surprise, the tiger sniffed the cup, purred, and took the tiniest sip. Then it smiled. That was the beginning of something wonderful. Every week, at exactly 3 in the afternoon, the tiger came for tea. Mela started calling him Tiggy. He never spoke, not in words, but he listened. And Mela found herself telling him stories of her childhood, of how she learned to blend herbs, of the man she loved who danced like a goose and smelled like lavender. Tiggy would listen, eyes half closed, tail swishing gently. One day, Mela asked, "Why do you come here, Tiggy?" The tiger looked at her for a long time. Then he gently stood, padded into the garden, and touched his paw to a small stone beneath the jasmine bush. Beneath that stone was a picture, a faded photo of a young girl, maybe 5 years old, hugging a baby tiger cub. Mela gasped. That was me. Tiggy purred. He was her tiger, her childhood friend. Lost when they were both little, in a storm in the forest. Somehow, he had found his way back, decades later, grown and majestic, but still remembering the smell of jasmine and the taste of kindness. They sat quietly for a while. No words needed. From that day forward, Mela and Tiggy had tea together every afternoon. No one in the village dared ask questions, but sometimes, at sunset, they'd peek over the fence and see a tiger and an old woman sharing cookies, lost in memories and steeped in peace. And if you ever visit that village, they say you can still smell jasmine and tea leaves in the air, and maybe, just maybe, see a flash of orange stripes slipping into the garden at 3 o'clock sharp.